What's going on, people, and welcome to Man Knows Football. You are here with Guni for another transfer news video, and in this one we're going to be discussing Romelu Lukaku's loan move back to Inter Milan. Yes, it's only for one season, and yes, there is no obligation to buy or even an option to buy in this loan deal, but we're going to look into that with a little bit more detail. We have an article from Matt Law that I will be referencing in this video, and then after that we're going to come on to today's new rumour. Apparently Chelsea are looking to structure a bid to tempt West Ham into selling Declan Rice to us this summer, and I have said several times before in the previous transfer news videos that I do have a feeling that Declan Rice might be wearing a Chelsea shirt by the end of this transfer window, man. I would love for it to happen, and listen, as the days go on, I'm getting more and more optimistic. Obviously, it's still very premature days. Not even a bid has gone in, so we do have to see what the whole situation and how that happens, but make sure you do stay towards the end of the video so you do catch the news that has been reported today regarding Declan Rice. But before we do get into the content, make sure you do smash that subscribe button, smash that like button, and also leave your thoughts down there in the comments as well. And if you haven't checked out yesterday's upload, I will be linking it at the top and once again at the end of the video. So let's get into today's first story, and that is Romelu Lukaku's long time coming move out of the door of Chelsea Football Club and back to his dream club, Inter Milan. And yes, it is under circumstances that I'm not entirely happy with. Look, now it's really time to move forward and really put in a quality replacement so we can forget about Lukaku, you get me? But what has Matt Law said about this whole Lukaku move? What is the details that he has informed us with? And I do have that right here on the screen for you. Romelu Lukaku will return to Inter Milan on loan for just £7 million after Chelsea agreed an astonishing 12-month deal for the player who cost them a club record of £97.5 million last year. The two clubs struck an agreement on Tuesday that will also see Lukaku take a significant wage cut to head back to Inter, where he won Serie A. The 29-year-old must just complete a medical with the player due back in Milan within the next week to be officially unveiled. Chelsea have also negotiated add-ons into the deal, but Lukaku's year back at Stamford Bridge will be considered an unmitigated disaster. So I'm gonna start off with that. Obviously, small little outline on the details of the deal. It is only 12 months. There is no obligation to buy, and only £7 million has been paid. Yes, they did mention add-ons, but I mean, Matt Law did mention add-ons, but it didn't really go into details as to what those add-ons entail and how much they'll be worth. So we don't know that just yet. So I am quite disappointed. Hopefully, we can go back at the end of this loan and renegotiate another loan where we can insert a mandatory option to buy, so Lukaku doesn't have to be our problem anymore from that point forward. I think that's what most of us were hoping for. Unfortunately, we didn't get that. But it's not all bad, because Matt Law does go on to mention about the whole salary situation with Romelu Lukaku, where he says the only pluses are that Chelsea will not pay any of Lukaku's salary while he is at Inter, and that the situation has been dealt with quickly, allowing the club to now focus on incoming business. Romelu Lukaku was earning a very big wage at Chelsea Football Club, I believe between 300 and 350k a week, which is a hefty sum of money. Not even sure if that's including like add-ons and bonuses, etc. So for what he's done to us, like on this return back to Chelsea Football Club, the way he's just been blatantly pushing for a move throughout the season, so public as well, and even just pushing outside of the season as well for his move so badly, like it's just been utterly disrespectful. So to get him out of the door for me is a massive positive, and to get that much money off the books is also a huge positive. But I just hope we can replace Lukaku with top quality so we can forget that this signing ever happened. Yes, it is a huge flop, but the saving grace is the fact that it is under a new ownership. It wasn't his investment, so potentially he's looking at it like, I didn't buy the player, it's not my investment, and it's a new slate anyway, I couldn't really care less. So for me, he's out of the door. We've done, stage one has been done, which is getting him out of the door. And also as well, I must say, the speed in which this has been done has been impressive, because I do believe that if it was under the old regime, I don't even think Lukaku would have left, or if he was going to leave, it would have been way towards the end of the window. I think we would have dragged our feet. It would have taken a while. But what does that mean for our transfer plans? Matt Law does go on to say that well, he starts off by, I'm going to start off with this paragraph where he says, Tuchel did sign off on the deal with Lukaku, believing his relationship with the German had become irreparable following the controversial interview he gave in which he questioned the tactics of Chelsea's head coach. We all know what Lukaku said about that, so I won't go into too much detail about that. But it goes on to say, Chelsea will now quickly make a decision on how best to replace Lukaku, with Raheem Sterling near the top of a list of targets who also include Barcelona's Ousmane Dembele and Everton's Richarlison. Arsenal target Gabriel Jesus has also been offered to the club. So you can see that the replacements have been lined up. Now it's just about getting them in. Like I said, a huge piece of the wage bill has come out, and they did say before the transfer window was even open, players have to leave before we sign. And now out the door, we've got Lukaku gone, we've got Rudiger gone, we've got Christensen gone, Azpilicueta and Alonso hopefully soon will be following out the door. So that is a lot of wages that has been freed up. So hopefully we'll take advantage of that. But one of the names that has been mentioned in there, Ousmane Dembele, and I've been desperate for him to come to Chelsea Football Club. I'm never going to lie. There are rumours coming out today saying that potentially he could sign a new deal over at Barcelona, and that he was using Chelsea Football Club, so Barcelona will perhaps meet his demands as to what he wanted to get. And listen, it wouldn't be the first time if it happened. Would I be disappointed? Absolutely. I hope that is just a rumour. I hope he has got his mind and his heart set on Chelsea, the reunion on Thomas Tuchel, because I do believe he'll do absolute bits at Chelsea Football Club. So hopefully that deal there doesn't fall through. But yeah, let me know how you feel about the entire Lukaku situation. I mean, are you at least happy to see him out the door and that massive chunk of wages off the books? Or are you very disappointed that you're not seeing with at least the option to buy that's been inserted in this, or a mandatory buy option? Because me personally, I'm of the belief that his situation at Chelsea is completely untenable, should never be able to come back to the club again and put on the shirt. I think he should be done at Chelsea Football Club. That's my opinion, but let me know your opinion. Let's move on to today's rumours that we have been hearing on social media regarding a certain Declan Rice. We all know that he is a Cobham boy at heart, obviously, went through the academy, best mates with Mason Mount and all that kind of stuff. But listen, all points aside, we know that he is desperate for a move back to Chelsea Football Club. West Ham have been vocal. They have come out and said that they don't want the player leaving the club. They don't mind keeping him for another season. But when you look at it, they are in a bit of a precarious situation, because next season it goes into his last year of his contract, and I'm sure West Ham are going to want to get at least a better value for money that they'll get now rather than what they'll get next year. You get me? And we do know as well that they offered him a ridiculous contract. I think it was like a 6-year deal with a base wage of 200k a week or something like that. So they really did their best to try and keep him over at West Ham. But the boy's got his heart set on Chelsea. And apparently Chelsea are looking to structure a deal to try and at least test the waters with West Ham and bring home Declan Rice. And I've got a tweet here that has been quoted from Mr. Simon Phillips, as you can see here on the screen, regarding Declan Rice. And it says, I believe talks are going on about Declan Rice to Chelsea, perhaps even about a fee and how it could be structured. Rice is Tuchel's top target for midfield, and if Todd Bowley is adamant on backing Tuchel with the targets he wants. A bit of optimism there, certainly from Simon Phillips, who we do know is well connected. And I have said several times, I've got a feeling that he will be wearing a Chelsea shirt this summer, man. And I'm glad I'm not the only one. Some of the reliable sources are actually coming out with the news right now. And if it comes down to whether the player wants to move or not, like I said, it's pretty much, if it's down to the player, it would have been a Chelsea player already. I strongly believe that. So look, I'm pretty excited about this news. I was very worried when we was being linked to like your Sangaris and these players like that. I felt A, they were panic signings, and B, they're not necessarily good enough. Well, I don't know. I don't think it's fair to say good enough, but I think they were a lot more risky than Declan Rice, 100%. But this is definitely the guy that Tuchel seems to be hell-bent on signing. We all know that is no secret. I've said this several times in the previous videos. But people, do you think we can get Declan Rice over the line this summer, especially with West Ham and their rumoured interest in Armando Broja. Maybe we can sell Broja to West Ham to kind of persuade them to get rid of Declan Rice. Now, I know they're both two players, they play in different positions, but I'm sure if we can strike an agreement early enough, West Ham can get their money. They can also get their replacement in on time for the pre-season and just keep it moving, man. But listen, I'm very, very excited about the Declan Rice news. What do you lot think? Will a move materialise for Declan Rice? And if so, how much do you think West Ham will accept for Declan Rice? Do you think it will be a flat 75 M's, or do you think it will be more like a 75 M's with add-ons? Let me know down there in the comments. People, short and sweet. I'm not going to do a 20-minute thing like I did yesterday, but if you haven't checked out the previous videos, make sure you go back and check those. I've already linked at least one of them in this video, one at the top and one is coming in a few seconds at the end of the video, so make sure you stay and you watch those. But yeah, man, big up everybody that has been tuning in, and like we're seeing, more news is coming out. So if more news does come out that is not recycled, I will be speaking about them, you get me? So big up to everybody that has been tuning in. Make sure you do smash that subscribe button, smash the like button as well, and leave your thoughts down there in the comments. Let me know what you think of today's rumours. Let me know what you think of Romelu Lukaku's move back to Inter Milan. Are you happy with the deal? Are you not happy with the deal? But wherever you are, whatever you're doing, please make sure you do stay safe. Bless up, people. Love.